Hey y'all, welcome to Dig It Homesteading. I am Jamie and I am off work, and the garden has inspired me as well as a few questions about some of the food I grow on how it is used. So I figured I'd take you along. We have a little bit to harvest and then I'll take you inside and see what we cook up. First, I'm gonna grab a garden snack. Lovely longhorn okra. They're my favorite. You know what I need? I need a basket. I didn't bring one of those. Alright, got my basket, grabbed some nippers, and you might be able to see there's plants falling off the sides. Those are pepper plants, and they're so heavy that they are dropping out of the beds. I have no support like cages or anything. We tried this out and then I didn't make it up any higher, so I could have done one more here and one more here and these peppers wouldn't have so much drama, but you know how it goes. I didn't even remember to do that. This one I found on the ground. It's getting a little wrinkly, so it needs to go right now. Size of that. That is a heck of a bell pepper for homegrown organic. And I could left this on and let it go a little bit more, but I don't wanna. I'm just gonna harvest everything, and then that will send information to the plants that they did not do their job yet, and then it should grow some more peppers, and I'm hoping I can get at least one more harvest before our first frost. Now you can't even see because this basil plant's all in the way, so we'll take some of this in for the rabbit, and then you can see more of what I got going on here. I hear you, kitty cat. Well, come on then. Look, I got this one here. I believe these might be the Jimmy Nardell, but all my labels got kicked around by the chickens earlier in the year. But these are great sized peppers, so pretty much all of my peppers right now I am just harvesting and using as sweet pepper. Even these bananas, any of them that look ripe, just knock some blooms off. That's not what you want to do. Yeah, look, I'm getting some pest damage, so I need to get these collected. Even that, I'm just going to collect as much as I possibly can, anything that's even close to being ripe, because you can use peppers. Although if we get enough of these Jimmy Nardells, I can make blistered peppers to go along with dinner. They have been really good for that. Here's another. Y'all wish me luck, because then we can do that as well. So we'll just go through and pick all of these and hopefully make enough for at least a few. Oh look, that's what we want. And that's my first year growing these, and the family loves them, so they are going to be staying a part of what I grow each year. And let me know down in the comments what those peppers are for your family that y'all have just fell in love with and will grow year after year. Habaneros are definitely one, but I grew enough last year that I still have some this year. I'm just cutting some of another plant that didn't make it through our heat. And I got a bunch of little babies in here. Let me show you. Look at all them babies. Those are more bell peppers. So we are definitely not going to get a year's supply of bell peppers, because I think I'm down to one, maybe two plants with the chicken antics. But that'll be fine. I've got some down here low and it's going to be hard to find. hard to show you. But I'm even finding some on the ground. So I don't know if the chickens are doing this. But this plant is definitely stressing. So I'm going to cut everything. I don't know why it's being all dramatic. If it grows more, great. If not, we'll try again for more next year. Yeah, look, all that just came off. See, it's all wilting, so I think the chickens are probably getting in here and damaging some of this. But I have a fix for that. And that will be on another video on how we stop these chickens from getting out. At least hopefully. Hopefully, we'll stop them. And sorry, but y'all are gonna hear things happen around my house. Got the son weed eating. The husband's busy doing something that we should share with y'all, or will share with y'all. Don't know if it's going to be on my channel or his, but we'll let y'all know. And I'm going to just keep harvesting. Okay, I found some more, and they're technically on the other side of the bed, but I'm going to try to avoid that side of the bed as much as I can, because I know that I have a nest of hornets over there, and we've been having a battle where I hosed down their nest, and they partially rebuilt it. And they're just living in that. So I'm going to try to work with them. But they did get me. That's how I found out they were there. Didn't even know they were there. One stung me in my leg. One stung me in my butt. That was not a great day. But I'm going to try to work with them. As long as they leave me alone now, I'll leave them alone. And I'm going to have to go around that side and be very careful. Can you see the little babies? We got little carrot babies coming up in here. And there's also some little beet babies. But this, whatever is making this hole, is coming out of a trough all the way up here and has messed up everything I sowed here. So I don't know what's happening here, or why I keep having that. I don't know if it's a snake hole or what. But I fixed it, planted, and then it kept happening again. And we are definitely not going to get canary melons this year. Bless you! I'm about to pull this plant out, and then we'll have to amend. Maybe add some more dirt or compost. I don't really know yet. But the chickens have eaten all of our melons. So we'll get this set up, and something's eating the kale. It's probably the chickens too. See, this side's loaded as well, and I'll be able to see ones like this that I couldn't see from that side. This one's loaded. So I'm gonna finish this, and then I'll bring you along on the next thing we get to harvest. And then we'll go in and cook. Well, I found some pretties. I figured y'all might like to see. Look at that. So any of them that are purple are ripe, regardless of size. And these purple ones have been fairly small, but they just keep coming. So for what they lose in size, they make up in how many they come. I think there's even a little tiny funky one. We're just going to cut that one off so the plant don't think it's done. And I think that's about it for the peppers. Alright, so on to the next. These are eggplants. And I don't even know if I can get to this variety. This is not my giant variety. And I have waited to harvest these. You want to harvest them while they're still shiny. And these have a little bit of a shine, but they are definitely going matte. So they are ready. And this one has ants. I have struggled with ants trying to take over my eggplant this year. Look at that. They're trying to get in there. They haven't quite made it, thankfully. So a lot of people just pop these off. Just like lift to pop them off. I don't have the best success with that, so I do nip these as well. Alright, let's see how many we get. Ooh, look. You see it? There's a white one. Yay! Look, there's ants trying to eat it. Okay, so they did get in that part right here. So I'll have to cut any bad parts off like that. Hopefully we have some we can use. I'm going to bang it so they all come out as well. Alright, I'm going to finish up and I'll show you what I get at the end. We're going to take out this melon plant while we're here. No time like the present. And I'm going to try not to cut that kale plant because that has been growing since last fall, believe it or not. And I want to see just how long it will actually grow. And all of this, ooh, I'm going to knock you over. All of this that I'm taking out here is going to be fed to the worms. And they can work on breaking that down for me. That way it can go back into the garden. Alright, so that's what it looks like. Once we're got it all cleaned up, a little bit of effort today will save me for later. Alright, I came back around to get y'all because I was harvesting on the other side. And there's a big giant one in here that I didn't even know was here. And we're definitely gonna get that. Look at the size of it. And there's fire ant. I don't know what the deal is, but the fire ants are loving this. So we'll have to see if there's usable parts. See, they're like damaging here. I know they've been trying to get in everybody's houses this year with the drought. So maybe they're just having a hard time with food and water. So I will grow this again because look at that. Just massive. And there's a ton more over there. Alright, let me show you what all I got. Can you see them? Flying around right there. I think I have another nest under that way. Oh, I do, and it's big. So yeah, I have been standing right by that for a very long time, pulling out the canary melons and harvesting the eggplant. So I don't know why. Maybe they understood the agreement that we would just leave each other alone. But they did a good job. Alright, a few more I see, and I'll show you the haul. Alright, so I'll show you the eggplant haul, and then we'll look at the peppers when we go inside. So here's all the eggplant. These are a different variety than the big ones. And then I found some white ones too. And they seem to be getting hit the hardest with the pest damage. And then after the wasp thing, I found this one. So this one probably got overripe. See, just kind of squishes. So I don't know. Ooh, made them hornets mad. Yeah, go back home. Anyway, this little one, go away you, has got some little caterpillar type thing on it. I haven't grown a whole heck of a lot of eggplant. This is my best year ever. So I have struggled with some things happening to it that I don't know. So if you know what that bug is, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so we are going to start with washing up all the eggplant we plan on using today. And we're going to make my grandmother's eggplant dressing. And I'll just show you. Look at the difference. Shiny, not so shiny. And this is one of those that turn into the big ones, but it has some damagey stuff going on. So I wanted to take it in and get what I could off of it. Even the ones that are a little funkier, I like to go ahead and cut in and see if there's anything worth saving. Even if it's just this part up, I'd rather use that. And anything that's not so great, then I will go ahead and feed to the chickens. And anything they don't like, we feed to the worms. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use any part of the really big one I harvested. I will chop all these up and then decide once I see how much I actually get from this. I think we'll start with some of these white, purple ones. I really need to go back through and see which ones that I planted. You see that little bit? That ain't gonna hurt nobody. Cut it out, chop it up, and I am gonna leave the skin on, mainly because I don't want to peel them. And I'm gonna chop these into smaller dices, and I'll show you what I'm gonna put them in. I'm just gonna throw it straight in the skillet. As I chop, my pan is not on, and once we get through this, I'll take you back and show you the rest. You can see that damage there is just to the skin. That's why I take it in and look at it, because I never know for sure what kind of damage is going to go all the way through, and I don't want to just throw something out just because it doesn't look perfect. What you see at the grocery store is picked out because it looks perfect. Because somewhere along the line, we figured if it don't look right, people don't buy it. Instead of just getting people used to the fact that sometimes vegetables are ugly. They don't always come perfect. Right size and shape, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the pest damage, because that shows I am not using pesticides and that my food is clean. And I do have one prep that I did for this, which you haven't seen yet, but you'll see behind this other pan I have a big old pot of rice going. Just regular white rice. You can choose whatever rice you want, with or without broth, however you want to do it. I'm just gonna leave it plain, but I want that cooking while I'm doing all of this. Alright, this one looks to be pretty good. Let's do this one. This one just looks all surface damage. Cool. So I'm gonna just clean it up a little bit, and we'll just get the rest of these chopped up in there too. So I just wanted to quickly tell y'all that the hubby asked what was for tea, and I told him we're making Mama's eggplant casserole, or eggplant dressing, sorry. And he says, what is that? Y'all, I've been married to this man for 15 years. So that should tell you that I don't cook this often, because I've never been that big of a fan of eggplant. I don't buy it, but I'll grow it. And if I grow it, I'm going to cook it and I'm going to eat it. And I like it cooked like this. I like it in lasagna. And I was told to some basic instructions on how to prepare it to make baba ganoush. If you have a baba ganoush recipe that you love, please put that in the comment or email me a link, whatever, because I would like to make that as well. Alright, I usually have onions that I found on sale chopped up in the freezer, and I don't even remember getting these, but I found them in the freezer, so we're going to use them. It's a 10-ounce bag, and we are going to throw that whole thing in here because we like onions. Alright, I also have a little bit left of homegrown green onions, so we're going to throw a couple of handfuls of that in there as well. Okay, now we're going to add some not so homegrown, not so organic minced garlic. All of this is to your family's taste. We like a lot of onion and a lot of garlic. And then to make this extra easy, I have some home canned ground beef. And I'm going to put 2 of these pint jars in there. And we'll turn the burner on and get it cooking. And we're probably going to cook all this together for about 15 minutes. And I'll show you the next step. Ooh, lovely. That batch has some onions cooked in with the meat. And this is going to make a lot. You could half this recipe. But as you see, I'm not giving any measurements because I am just going off of how much of this eggplant I have. So I had that much, so that was probably 6 to 8 cups of eggplant. So it was quite a lot, so that's why I put 2 things of meat, and this eggplant will pretty much suck up all the flavors from this dish and make your meat go further. Okay, I promised I'd show you the harvest when we came in of this. I'm gonna go give the bunny all this basil, and then we're gonna get some peppers out to blister some peppers as well. Alright, so we got this whole basket of peppers left, and I'm going to just pull out a whole bunch of these sweet Jimmy Nardell and check them for bobos like that. If they are boboed, I will cut the bobo out and they can just go in the frying pan too. That's quite a lot. That's okay, we don't mind having leftovers either. Oh, that one don't go in there. But I'm going to do even these little red ones. And I'm not going to take the tops off or anything. I'm just going to wash them and pick through them and take off any damaged spots. Alright, that's come up to a boil while we're doing all the other things. So let's give it a little stir. We'll let it go just a little bit longer. And if your ground meat is raw, you need to brown your ground meat ahead of time. You want to take as much grease as you want off and then throw it back in with all the vegetables and start this process. Okay, so while I was sorting the peppers, I've had this pan heating up, and I'm going to add some ghee, a good amount. And let it continue to heat a little bit and get to a nice temp. I do like to blister the peppers better in a cast iron, but I didn't feel like getting it down. And I only had 2 peppers that had a blemish. The rest were spotless and lovely. I think that's amazing. Okay, so hopefully, oh yeah, we're going to stand back a little bit and get these thrown in that hot skillet. Take them flat and just leave them alone for a little bit. Okay, so while they blister, you see this has quite a bit of liquid in it already, but I'm going to add just enough liquid to cover all of this. And I just want to barely cover all of it. And you can use chicken broth if you prefer. But what I am going to do is just add some bouillon. You could add chili pepper flakes or cayenne pepper or anything that you want to spice it up. But I have somebody who's sensitive to heat, so we will add heat later on. Also, any sort of Cajun seasoning would be good. None of that was definitely in her original recipe. And we're going to let this sit and simmer. I'm going to turn the heat down, and we're going to simmer this for about 30 minutes. Alright, back to these lovely peppers. Let's turn them. See? Getting blistered, and I'm going to just stir them. This is also, there's not really a science to it. If you like them more blistered, do them longer. If you like them less blistered, do them less time. But I'm going to do them to how my family likes them. So while this is simmering down, I'm going to go ahead and add some salt and some black pepper. I'm going to use the other side. And this is my fresh ground black pepper. I think I have a short out, and I just reused the container to hold my fresh ground pepper. Get that all stirred in and let it go for a little bit longer. Alright, so now I'm just kind of going through, turning them over, and we like them about like that. So almost a char. So I want to make sure all of these have been split after the little stirring method. And that is a beast. I might have to test that one. Okay, we're going to let the other side go for just a little bit longer so that both sides are blistered, and then these are almost ready. These are lovely. I don't know how else to describe them. They're rich and now salty and just absolutely delicious. And our family loves them. And hopefully this eggplant casserole will get done quick, because all of us are getting a little hangry. Okay, so here the eggplant has been cooking down for quite a while, and I'll see if I can show you. They're not mushy, but they're not firm. And I'm going to let, that one's a little bit tougher, but I'm going to let them go a little bit longer. My family does not necessarily like all mush food. We like a little bit of texture, which is another good reason I left the skin on. So that'll give us a little texture. And you can see it's changed to a different color. But at this point, you have a couple of options. You can let it go mushy. If you don't mind mushy and you like it mushy and don't want it a little more tender, you let it go a little longer. Or you can stop your cooking process here. I am going to choose to go a little bit longer because I do want a little bit of toothy texture to it. And we will show you what you should do next. Don't mind my spice cabinet. My cabinets are old, and even when I shut them, they pop back open sometimes. Flavor's nice. Texture still needs a bit more. And there is my big pot of rice. But we are going to make a slight modification to this because some of us eat regular rice and some of us don't. So I'm going to tell you what modifications I'm making so you can make it how you want. Y'all don't be scared to do these recipes without explicit instructions. Play the video along, make it up, throw something in, learn what flavors go good together, a trial and error, things like this. You can't fail. You really can't. There's not a whole lot you could do to it to make it turn out bad. Wow, even sister just come by and said it smells good in here. It is definitely not the prettiest, most appetizing meal, but it's one of those stick to your ribs, delicious, homemade things that will warm all the bellies.
Slap your mama.
Make you want to slap your mama. But anyway, so at this point, you see there's still quite a bit of liquid. What you would do is throw rice, pre-cooked rice in here, and then stir it all up and let it sit for another 10 minutes or so your rice can suck up all the rest of these juices. But like I said, some of us eat regular rice, some of us don't. So we're going to skip that step, and then we will put this all in bowls with whatever we're eating with it, and then just pour this over top, and it will end up doing the same thing in our bowl. Got to see if the texture's right. I think it's done. Al dente. Okay, so we're gonna dish all this up. Everybody's gonna try it for what they think is the first time. Sister's definitely the first time. No, it's not the first time you've had it. Hope he thinks it's the first time he's had it. It's not. But anyway, we got a creepy crawly that escaped the harvest, so I'll have to go catch that. And thanks for spending time with me. If you have anything to add to my harvest or cooking with me, please do so in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, all the good things. Thanks for doing everything you do. Anyway, I love you. Bye-bye.